You got anything to finish up the show with, Johnny? Anything you want to show?
Yeah, real quickly, because we got to get off. China sent medical troops to Germany. And
something else to watch out for.
They did.
China is not our enemy, but they are very much advancing themselves.
Wondering why they did this, so let's watch this real quick.
We begin this Thursday with a first for China and what could be many more firsts to come. And this could have major ramifications for us here in the United States. Well, the People's Liberation Army are staging its first joint medical exercise with Germany, a major NATO power in Europe. This comes as China attempts to establish a closer tie with Europe. RT correspondent Sarah Montez de Oca joins me with the details. Sarah, they say medical, but I think there's probably a lot more involved than just the medicine.
Well, it could be, Scotty. Actually, for the first time, the Chinese People's Liberation Army deployed military personnel and armored medical vehicles to Germany for their first joint drills. Now, according to China's Xinhua news agency, the drill, dubbed Combined Aid 2019, is the first in Europe and is focused on preparing troops with the medical service units to respond to humanitarian crises. State media reported the Chinese and German troops are to execute an international humanitarian medical mission dealing with a medical emergency scenario with several batches of injured people in different locations and also with a staged cholera outbreak. Now, the report states the Chinese side is carrying new medical equipment such as new generation field tent hospital systems, tracked armored ambulances, and other gear to demonstrate the new developments and achievements of field ambulances technology vehicles that were made by the Chinese Army. Now, these exercises began last week and are expected to go through July 17th. The exercise is the second joint exercise between the two countries, though. In 2016, the Chinese and German armed forces conducted a joint drill in Chongqing where the PLA and German Bundeswehr practiced responding to an imaginary earthquake. This was all part of its Belt and Road campaign. Beijing is also trying to expand its global network, particularly by attempting to open numerous European ports, a move that's really attracted a lot of U.S. scrutiny. Retired PLA colonel told the South China Morning Post, he said that there may be more joint Chinese military activities and not just preparing for crises like these. The PLA in the future will need to go abroad to protect China's overseas interests in countries along the Belt and Road Initiative. Now, he went on to further state if there could be some basic mutual trust and understanding with NATO forces, the risk of potential conflict could be greatly mitigated. Now, China has been trying to strengthen ties with Europe, especially with the leader of the EU, Germany. Now, this also comes as the China-Russia relationship is growing by the day now. Just last year, the two held their biggest military exercises in decades with hundreds of thousands of troops in a show of force. Now, Scotty, this all also comes as Washington attempts to pressure its allies in Europe to take a tougher stance on China when it comes to several issues like China's Huawei's 5G infrastructure. But they're also pressuring Germany with sanctions in recent months over construction of a controversial gas pipeline that will go from Russia to Germany, Nord Stream.
Well,
things are changing. The times are changing.
Interesting. So there's a couple things to take away from this.
Yeah.
First of all, they're sending medical troops and medical armed vehicles.
Yeah.
The other thing is that they said that it's for the Belt and Road Initiative.
Yeah.
If people know that China's been making investments in all these countries to help them, build their infrastructure and everything instead of
with Italy,
sending military and shit. And also the last thing they mentioned was that the U.S. threatened Germany with sanctions.
Oh yeah,
for working with China and Russia, and they mentioned the Belt and Road. So I was like, what the hell is the Belt and Road Initiative? Mm-hmm. So we find this. It's basically, the project is often described as a 21st century Silk Road made of a belt or of overland corridors and a maritime road of shipping lanes.
Yep.
So you can see there how they're going through Russia, and eventually the furthest point they get to is Duisburg and Venice. And I was like, where's Duisburg? And here we can see it's all the way over here in Germany. It's like the west side of Germany.
Mm-hmm.
And look at how far away China is.
Well, you know, at the
look, that's so far.
Yeah, we remember when people were saying China was the enemy, China is the enemy, and then Lawrence Steiner even says, "I know they shouldn't be the enemy. We should all be getting into this Belt and Silk Road initiative," and that's what this is about. This is about China opening up trade with Europe. You know, they've been cut off because of the United States and Britain, whatnot, and that's what we're trying to do. We're still trying to hold on to our monetary system, our grasp, and we're trying to stop this. They're trying to open up the world to their trade, and let me tell you something, they are really making some strides. Does that mean our enemy? No. We have to learn how to share our global power with them.
Yeah,
and
we're like
trying to give them the
selfish child that won't share anything.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I mean, it's ridiculous. And if you as an American think it's patriotic to do that, that's only going to bring more destruction. It's going to bring more hatred towards us. America is going to fall faster if we continue on this pathway. Because I mean, they're just prepping themselves to function and succeed without the United States, because the United States has always been the world police, and we need to step aside and let people do the things that they need to do to survive, and stop vilifying every country that decides to stand up to our bullying, because that's exactly what it is. We're bullying people.
Yeah.
So.
And then the very last thing, I just wanted to show.
He likes this. You love this.
Did y'all know that the cartel has submarines?
The cartels had submarines for a while. Now
I
we get
didn't
to
know
see
that.
them. Yeah.
Where is this?
Somewhere in the Atlantic, I believe.
This shit's crazy.
So are they chasing them?
Yeah. Oh, wait, it gets crazy.
U.S. commandos.
U.S. commandos are chasing the submarine.
Yes.
I don't know why the sub doesn't go down. You know what I'm saying?
It's probably didn't know how shallow it was and stuff. It didn't want to ground itself, because if it ground itself, a lot of subs don't go too low in certain areas because it can ground. And if it grounds, it hits a hole, and water comes in, and it's done. And at that time, he's probably still protecting his drugs. Look at it.
Yeah. So
crazy. You know it's crazy. So that's all we got for today. It's 3:30.
Yeah.
We got to get off the line. We got some people going doing some things. You want to do some unpacking? Johnny, where are you going tomorrow?
I'm going to Florida.
He's going to get to go see his
You're
Molly.
going tomorrow?
Tomorrow's Tuesday.
Oh, tomorrow is Tuesday. Oh, yeah.
Johnny's
time flies.
I forgot today.
And where you going?
Huh? I'm not going tomorrow. So
No, she's not going. But listen, we're going to be probably doing some videos, chopping them up. You'll see the fam at different spots. We got a lot of things in the work. So if you have a chance to go over there, leave a couple bucks on our Patreon, please help us out, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to put that money to work. We really are. We are really seizing opportunities that have come across us, whether it be the debates, the KDM convention, and great stories that are going on. It's a pivotal time. So help us out, and we'll get the information out there. We will work for you. Anything to add before we get out of here?
No. Just have a wonderful rest of your Monday, guys.
For Pasta Jardula.
And Fiorella.
That's Johnny Tsunami.
CONVO out.
Peace.